I want to give a quick 5-minute rundown of 3 current generation Samsung soundbars that I bought pretty much back to back and explain the specs and the pros and cons of each. So, starting with the one closest to us, this is the Q60C. The Q60C is a 3.1 system, meaning it has 3 channels plus subwoofer. It has 7 speakers, including the subwoofer, and it puts out 340 watts of power. Then after that, you have the S800B. This is from Samsung's Slimline series, so it's really slim, doesn't take up a lot of space, super light also. And this is a 3.1.2 soundbar. It's got 10 speakers and 330 watts. So 3 more speakers than the Q60C and 10 more watts. Also, they're distributed differently. So you have more wattage in the subwoofer and less on the soundbar itself. And this guy only weighs 1.33 kilos. The Q60C, by comparison, weighs 3.5 kilos. Now, I initially bought the Q60C thinking it was Atmos, which is silly of me. It is virtual Atmos, and so I think it uses just the 3.1 channels to simulate Atmos. But as you can see, it has no up-firing physical speakers, whereas the S800B does. But I mean, they are like really tiny, just to give you a sense. You know, they're really small. So I have to say I liked both bars, but I wasn't looking for something slim, so I didn't really read very well. When I ordered the S800B, it was a good deal, so I just jumped on it. And I have to say, dialogue was better on the S800B than the Q60C, which surprised me. But, you know, credit to the S800B, it also has the ability to cast from your Android phone music directly using like Chromecast. You can stream music from your Apple device. You can also stream music using Spotify. And in addition to all that, it also has Alexa voice assistant. So it's got a couple of neat features which the Q60C doesn't have. And it's a bit disappointing that the Q60C didn't include them. I think any modern soundbar that's not budget, and the Q60C isn't exactly cheap, I think it should have those features. But anyway, the S800B had all those features, has actual up-firing speakers, but they're just so small that honestly, I don't know if I could tell a big difference in sound from the Q60C when it came to Atmos content. So that brings us to the third soundbar, the big chunky boy. Now this is the Q900C. Now the Q900C is a 7.1.2 bar. And this guy has actually 16 individual speakers, including the subwoofer. I imagine the sub is counted as one, so that means that this bar has 15 drivers on it, which is awesome. Insane, but awesome. It also has 446 watts, or at least that's what Samsung says. And it is way heavier. So again, this guy, the Q60C, was 3.5 kilos, S800B 1.3 kilos, and this is 8.1 kilos. And you can tell the sound is definitely bigger. It has all the neat features that the S800B has that unfortunately the Q60C leaves out. So I am finally very, very happy with this bar. This is going to be the bar on my main level of my house. I have a home theater system downstairs with, you know, massive towers and all that, discrete amplifier and all that. But I needed something to make the sound better on my main level. I wasn't looking for satellite speakers, adding clutter around this place. And so for a solution which is just a bar and sub only, and so pretty out of the way, this is phenomenal. I'm very, very happy with the Q900C. Only problem is it is really chunky. Like, I mean, it is a lot bigger than the Q60C, and when I ordered it, I thought it would be the same size, just have, you know, more drivers on it. So it is about as big as I think would be acceptable for the setup. I wanted it for, but it just falls within that size limit, and I think I'm going to keep it, given how phenomenal it sounds, especially. And these two, I'm not going to get rid of them. I'm just going to distribute them around the house to different bedrooms. And I have to say, all three of these connected really well with my Samsung TV, and even with an LG OLED from like 7-8 years ago, which surprised me. I had no issues at all with the TV connecting via ARC and the remote working for everything. They really did a good job with that. So honestly, none of these are losers. I think all of them are winners as far as sound bars go. With a center channel and a subwoofer, which was like my initial starting point, and the S800B, I think for a lot of people is just going to be fine. It's just I wanted a bit more. It actually does sound pretty good for music, movies, TV shows, everything. But just a little bit tiny. And again, the Atmos, you're not going to get amazing Atmos with these drivers. If you compare them to the drivers, and I can see how I can pick this up, the S800B with just one hand. But I mean, that is a really, really big difference. So you get, you can actually hear the Atmos with the Q900C. All right, folks, I hope that helps you choose the right sound bar for yourself. And if you have any comments, if you have any of these, let me know what you think. Thanks.